Do you ever feel like a total turtle when you speak English? Like, you hear a sentence, your brain takes a solid 5 seconds to translate it into your native language. You think of a response, translate that back into English, and boom, the conversation has already moved on. It is super frustrating and honestly exhausting. But what if you could be the rabbit? Fast, confident, and smooth. Today, we are diving deep into how to think in English and stop translating in your head. To make this a total game changer for you, I've broken this method down into 10 practical questions covering grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Here is a quick sneak peek of the 10 questions and answers we are going to unpack today to spark your curiosity. Question 1. How do you build vocabulary without translating? Answer: name actions, not just objects. Question 2. How do you practice grammar naturally? Answer: become the narrator of your own life. Question 3. What's the easiest way to memorize everyday words? Answer: make English to-do lists. Question 4. How do you master future tense grammar? Answer: play the what-if game on your commute. Question 5. How do you make English feel totally normal? Answer: change your phone's language settings. Question 6. How do you practice adjectives when you're bored? Answer: go people watching. Question 7. How do you ditch the translation apps? Answer: use an English dictionary made for kids. Question 8. How do you overcome pronunciation anxiety? Answer: practice in the safest place ever, your own mind. Question 9. How do you lock in muscle memory for useful phrases? Answer: use action-based sticky notes. Question 10. How long do you actually need to practice? Answer: literally just 5 minutes a day. Now, let's break down each of these questions so you can understand exactly how to apply them to your daily life. Every single one of these takes less than a minute to understand, but they will upgrade your English forever. Question 1. How do you build vocabulary without translating? Answer: name actions, not just objects. When people try to think in English, they usually just look around the room and name things. They look at a chair and think chair. But your brain already has a word for chair in your native language, so you end up translating anyway. Instead, stop naming isolated objects and start thinking in small, A1 level sentences. If you look at your fridge, don't just think fridge. Think, I am hungry, or the fridge is white. If you grab your morning coffee, think, I love hot coffee, or this smells good. By connecting the object to a feeling or an action, you completely bypass the translation phase. You don't need fancy, complicated words. Short sentences are the ultimate secret to building a vocabulary that actually sticks in your head. Question 2. How do you practice grammar naturally? Answer: become the narrator of your own life. This is all about internal narration, which is just a fancy way of saying you should talk to yourself like you are the main character in a movie. It is literally the best hack for practicing the present continuous tense without ever opening a grammar textbook. When you wake up, think, I am getting out of bed. I am walking to the bathroom. I am brushing my teeth. The water is cold. Just describe your actions exactly as you are doing them. It forces your brain to connect English grammar to your real physical movements. And if you don't know a word, don't stress. Just call it a thing. Think, I am opening the thing, and look up the real word later. Perfection is not the vibe here. Communication with yourself is the goal. Question 3. What's the easiest way to memorize everyday words? Answer: make English to-do lists. Whether it is your grocery list or your tasks for work, write it 100% in English. If you need milk, eggs, and apples, write those exact words down. If you need to text your friend or finish a massive project for your boss, write text Sarah or finish report. Why does this work? Because every time you check your paper or your phone, you are looking at English words tied directly to real-world tasks. When you see the word milk on your paper in the grocery store, you don't think about the translation, you just reach out and grab the white drink. It turns English from a boring school subject into a completely normal part of your daily routine. Question 4. How do you master future tense grammar? Answer: Play the what if game on your commute. We all have those moments where we are just staring out the window on the bus or waiting in a super long line for coffee. Use that dead time to play the what if game. You just imagine random situations and answer them using the simple future tense. Ask yourself, what if it rains today? Then answer in your head, I will use my umbrella. Or, what if I am late for work? Answer, I will call my boss. What if I see a cute dog? Answer, I will pet the dog. It is simple, it is fun, and it trains your brain to formulate will and go into sentences automatically. It's like having a little mini conversation in your head, and it totally removes the panic you usually feel when someone asks you a question in real life. Question 5. How do you make English feel totally normal? Answer, change your phone's language settings. If you've ever searched YouTube for a video on how to stop translating in your head and think directly in English, you've probably heard this tip, and that's because it actually works. Go into your phone right now and switch the operating system language to English. Yes, it might feel a little scary for the first day, but you already know exactly where all your apps and buttons are. You know where the settings icon is, you know where your messages are, and you know how to scroll. When you see the word settings instead of the word in your native language, your brain just accepts it. We want English to feel like your normal, everyday life, not like some heavy, stressful homework assignment. Question 6. How do you practice adjectives when you're bored? Answer, go people watching. When you are sitting on a park bench or hanging out at a mall, look at the people walking by and try to describe them with 3 simple things. Think, he is tall, he is walking fast, he has a red hat. Or, she is happy, she has a big dog. They are playing. You only need basic colors, simple adjectives, and easy verbs. It sounds super basic, but it forces your brain to pull English words out of your memory at a fast speed. It builds your reaction time. When you describe someone on the spot, you are training your mind to stop relying on that slow mental dictionary. Question 7. How do you ditch the translation apps? Answer, use an English dictionary made for kids. This is a massive pro tip. You have to stop using bilingual translation dictionaries because they force you to bounce between 2 languages. But a regular adult English dictionary can be way too confusing and full of complex words. The fix? Use a kid's English to English dictionary. The definitions are written for children, which means they use A1 and A2 level vocabulary to explain things. If you look up the word apple, it won't give you a crazy scientific explanation. It will just say a red or green fruit. This helps you understand new English words by using the English words you already know. It keeps you 100% inside the English language bubble. Question 8. How do you overcome pronunciation anxiety? Answer, practice in the safest place ever, your own mind. A lot of people speak like turtles because they are terrified of messing up the pronunciation or sounding silly. The beauty of thinking in English is that nobody can hear you. Your mind is a totally safe space. When you are doing your internal narration or playing the what if game, you can imagine yourself speaking with perfect pronunciation. You can mentally practice the mouth shapes and the sounds of the words without any stress or judgment. When you remove the anxiety of an audience, your brain actually processes the language way faster. You are building confidence in the shadows, so when you finally speak out loud, you are ready. Question 9. How do you lock in muscle memory for useful phrases? Answer, use action-based sticky notes. You might have heard of putting paper labels on items around your house, but do not just write door on a door. That doesn't help you speak. Instead, write full, action-based phrases that you want to start using. Put a sticky note on the door that says, turn off the lights. Put a note on your wallet that says, save your money. Put a note on your laptop that says, time to grind. Every single time you leave the room, you will see the note, read it, and think the phrase. It makes the thought highly visual. After about a week, you won't even need the sticky note anymore. You'll just look at the door and your brain will automatically think, turn off the lights. Question 10. How long do you actually need to practice? Answer, literally just 5 minutes a day. Listen, if you are super stressed out and trying to force yourself to think in English 24/7, you are going to burn out and give up. When you are feeling overwhelmed, It is completely okay to go back to your native language. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Everyone has 5 minutes. Do your internal narration while you brush your teeth in the morning. Just 5 minutes of pure English thinking. Slowly, that 5 minutes will turn into 10. And then 20. You have to treat your brain like a muscle at the gym. You don't lift the heaviest weight on day 1. Be patient. If you keep this up, one day you will wake up and realize you were actually dreaming in English. And when you dream in English, that is the ultimate proof that your brain has fully accepted the language. These 10 tips are exactly how to stop translating in your head. If you start doing these today, you will notice a massive difference in how natural speaking feels. So, what are you thinking about right now in English? Let me know in the comments below, and tell me which of these 10 tips was your absolute favorite. Are you going to take the 5-minute challenge? I love reading your comments. They are always so awesome. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today here at the 10-Minute English Academy. Have an amazing day thinking in English, and I'll catch you in the next one.